You're in Braves country.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful than an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Reed. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball! At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day, as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
He's the armchair quarterback. He's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country, unless of course you're in the Central Time Zone or further west, then good morning. We are going over the Marlins series today as the Braves enter the series with the Marlins, coming off a series loss against the Mets, but we did avoid the sweep, and we did get the season series win. So the Braves beat out the Mets for the series 8-5 in the season series. That's what I'm trying to say. So I try to get my act together. And all in all, it was a great game on Sunday. The two days before that it's just awful starting pitching. Bryce Elder, he did what basically the ceiling of what Bryce Elder can do, which is spread around hits, try to eliminate the hard contact, get weak contact, and keep the team in the game. He gave up the home run to Vientos, but other than that, he pitched pretty well. Then the bullpen came in and did a phenomenal job, kept them right where they're at. I know Iglesias gave up the one run, but he was at the top of the order. Those are the hardest outs to get in a game, are the last three, especially when you've got a close game and you've got a team that's actually playing for something. And tonight, what we start off with is Spencer Strider on a 3-game losing streak. Remember, they gave him the extra day of rest. I think a lot of it was because he's been struggling. They didn't want him to face the New York Mets offense. And so with all that being said, I do believe that he is going to come out tonight and probably pitch a little better. It's probably a little embarrassing for him, let's be honest. If you're Spencer Strider, and I do want to mention something real quick. We're live on TikTok, but also we are going to be going live on these over on the Armchair Quarterback Radio station channel on our YouTube, and that is free for people to watch. It's a long story, but basically we've got a few radio stations that are now carrying this show, and it's easier for me to just have them be able to grab it over there and people to be able to watch it than to go behind, open up the membership and whatnot after the broadcast, because what ends up happening is I get bogged down in 100 different things, and it's always a race to get it over there. So hopefully it helps build that channel a little bit too. We started that channel a couple of years back, but haven't done anything with it. From time to time, we've done some things. I think we got like 50 subscribers or something like that. But anyways, it's Armchair Quarterback Radio. And if you want to catch this, if you're listening to the audio replay before we do the pitch-by-pitch here on Braves Country Radio, if you want to catch the audio or you watch the video that day or watch it live, you can go over there going forward. That and the Armchair Quarterback shows will be over there as well, because we're hoping to get that monetized by next year is the short of it, but also make it easier for the radio stations. We're already planning on doing it, and I just decided to go ahead and do it now as opposed to we were going to do it later in the year after baseball season. So with all that being said, what we've got here is the Braves are coming into this series. I get it that it would take an absolute miracle as I do a sound check. Okay, cool. We're good to go. I get it would take an absolute miracle for the Braves to make the playoffs. So I'm not insinuating that they're playing for the playoffs right now. If you believe in history, the 1914 Miracle Braves of Boston came from way back in the cellar and ended up winning the pennant. Back then, there was just one team from each side, and they met in the World Series. And so it can be done. It's just not likely to be done, right? You look at what you've got going the rest of the year. What I want to see for tonight, if you're a Braves fan, you're like, why am I paying attention to a team that's this far behind? If they get hot, maybe I'll check in, but blah, 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 blah. It's football season. Maybe you're a golf fan, a NASCAR fan, all kinds of things going on. Bless your heart if it's for some reason you're a WNBA fan. I think that's going on right now. I don't know. Anyways, if you are a baseball fan and you're a fan of your team, the reason why you're watching is you want to see improvement. You want to see improvement. In this series specifically, you want to see improvement from Strider. You want to see what Waldrop can do yet again. He's been phenomenal. You're not necessarily looking for improvement. You want to see if he can sustain what he's been doing. He pitches on Tuesday night's game. Those are becoming some of my favorite days now because you get to look forward to Herson Waldrop Day. Just like we used to look forward to Spencer Strider Day. He's been struggling, but he's coming off that injury, and anybody that thinks we need to just go ahead and punt on Spencer Strider and, oh, man, it's over and blah, blah. No, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine by next year. His velocity will be back. That's a fact. But you'd like to see some improvement this year so that when he hits the offseason, he has something to build off of. And whether you believe in that or not, I don't care if you've never played a sport and you think that you know things. That is a thing. When you're playing a sport, no matter what sport it is, when you go to hit an off season, or even in the middle of the season, getting positive reactions, positive feedback helps build your confidence going forward. And even a guy who's done it, this isn't a video game, even a guy who's done it in the past like Spencer Strider, he has got to be questioning himself right now because he's been so bad recently. So you want to see him improve. You want to see a rookie like Waldrop build off of what he's done. I mean, if I had to explain to you why a rookie needs some self-confidence, then you're just a full-blown idiot and I can't help you. And then the other thing is Joey Wentz on Wednesday, and that's the day game. You want to see what can he do. I don't really care about can he go 6-7 innings because it's unrealistic to think that of Joey Wentz. What I want to see is what can he look like one, maybe even two times through the lineup, because he is a perfect candidate to be the long man in your bullpen to start 2026, assuming health on everybody else. And from time to time, you'll need him as a swingman coming out of the bullpen, a piggyback as they call them, right? What you could be doing is looking at a guy who could spot start from time to time. The Braves recently broke their all-time record, modern-day record of starting pitchers to start a game. I think they're at 16 now, 16 or 17. There was some stat that was thrown out about a little over 100 years ago. I can't remember the exact season. I want to say it was 1914, but it might have been. Anyways, it's in that neighborhood. There were two starts that weren't counted because of rain, and so the guy was making the argument that technically it is we still haven't made the record. Well, games don't count if they get rained out, so that's just the way it is. So they have hit the most starting pitchers in a season, for a full season in Atlanta Braves baseball history. And remember, that goes back to 1871. Now, back then, you only had a couple of starting pitchers because they pitched about every other day. But that's still a something because you think about some of the injury-plagued seasons we've had, and we have broken those. Even in some of the good seasons we've had, 21, 22, 23, we still went through a plethora of pitching. I think at one point we were averaging about 13 to 14 starting pitchers a year, but we've broken that mark. I'll pull that number up in a second if I can find it. I think I know where it is. But with Joey Wentz, what I want to see is can he go through a Miami lineup that's not the greatest in baseball? Can he go through it on Wednesday at least two times and look pretty good? Doesn't have to shut him out and just look pretty good, because it can continue to build the confidence that next year that is a guy who, by the way, you have control over for quite some time. He can be a part of this team next year where other folks have given up on him.
a year where we've been lost because of the injuries, you might actually be building something you didn't intend to build on. Because let's be honest, if everybody was healthy, and let's say we make it down the stretch, whether we make the playoffs or not, but we get an early bounce or whatever, you would have never entertained a Joey Wentz. But now, and you'll get a full offseason to work with him. Now you're talking about something that is possible. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. I can only see the YouTube, and also on Facebook. I can only see the YouTube and Facebook comments because of the way it's set up. I can see comments and whatnot and who's coming into TikTok, but it's very small. It's far away, so it's hard for me to see it. So, real quick, good to see you, Raymond, Iron Lung, and I think that's it right now in the chat. And I know these come at weird times, so that's why we do them as early as we do, so you can listen to them the rest of the day. So, Country Club members, good to see you. Anybody that wants to ask a question in the chat, they can in Facebook or YouTube. We've got plenty of room, plenty of time. These have been coming on at 10 a.m. on Thursday and Friday after the Armchair Quarterback Show, depending like this week it'll be Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that's why it's going to confuse people. But we're getting to the back end of the stretch where, starting in the off season, you're going to have the football show at 9 a.m. You're going to have the baseball shows at 10 a.m. on Thursdays and Fridays, because I'm going to be working elsewhere outside of the radio world earlier in the week. So that's why that's going to go down. But I figured noon, because I know guys like Iron Lung that live out on the West Coast that follow. I figured it'd be a good day to do it for him, and it allows me to get some stuff done here in the mornings. But back to what I was talking about with the whole situation with the Braves. You got Strider, you got Waldrop, you got Wentz. And you want to see you want to see Waldrop continue to do his thing, and you want to see some improvement by Strider, and you just want to see what Wentz has. He looked really good first couple of outings. Then he got banged around. All in all, I'd say it would be, if you're giving him a report card, considering the fact we picked him up off the trash heap, I would say you're talking about a guy who, if I'm giving him a grade since he's been with the Braves, about a BB+, all things considered. They're going to be going up against Cabrera, Alcantara, and Gusto. Cabrera's going to be the toughest one. He pitches tonight versus Strider. Alcantara, he's got the talent. He's very much like Strider, where he's coming off of major surgery. Alcantara actually did the Tommy John, the surgery for Spencer Strider. It wasn't exactly Tommy John. It's the brace, internal brace surgery, but essentially same kind of timeline, a little quicker for Strider to come back. But they're in the same boat where they're coming back. They're trying to get their touchdown. I would love to hear from Spencer Strider what he thinks about the brace surgery. I haven't heard anyone actually ask him about it yet, and maybe they'll ask him in the offseason. But would he suggest it over Tommy John? Because remember, he's had both. Wentz and Gusto on Wednesday, and Gusto is a guy that they picked up off. He came from Houston, and he's kind of a guy that they wouldn't love to be in their rotation as they're trying to make a playoff push. But he's an innings eater, so it's going to be a pretty fair matchup on Wednesday. It's going to be a fair matchup on Tuesday. You got a rookie versus Alcantara, who at one point was one of the best right-handers in baseball. He's trying to work his way back. What I would kind of love to have seen is give Waldrop the start on tonight, which you could have done, and have Strider go up against Alcantara, and then both, because Cabrera's pitched really well for the Miami Marlins, but it would set you up to where you could, in theory, have two very comparable matchups with Waldrop versus Cabrera and Strider versus Alcantara, with all the storylines that go on in that. But anyways, that's what we have going on there. Real quick, we haven't done this much, but I pulled up Bill Miller's umpire scorecard from yesterday. And when we're always telling you on the broadcast how bad a guy's been, and you're probably like, oh, man, you just think everybody's terrible. This is how bad Big Bill Miller was. 85% called strike accuracy. That is well below the average. Called ball accuracy was just below the average. It wasn't terrible. He had, was it 3 or 4 balls that technically hit the zone. None of them were egregious where the entire ball is in the strike zone and he called it a ball. They were all touching paint. But the strikes that he called, they were all on the inside part of the plate to a right-hander, outside to a left-hander. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those were there. One was above the zone, and I think you remember me complaining about that one. I think that was, I want to say that was Nick Allen that they got that call. It was terrible, I know that. Let's see, I think it's, yes, it was Nick Allen. The other one was bottom of the 4th to Ozzie Albies, and then the other one that what they're calling is impactful miscalls was one to Beatty. But you can debate on whether something's impactful or not. When they put it on this scorecard, what they're calling impactful is something that would be essentially a called third strike or something that should have been a called third strike and led to a walk or whatever. But I will contend with you that most pitches are impactful because it swings the entire at bat. If you got a 1-1 count and you call a strike that should have been a ball, now the guy's in the hole 1 and 2, and he's got to defend the plate, or he's just going to be hacking wildly like a lot of them do nowadays. Vice versa, now it's a 2-1 count and the pitcher's behind the 8 ball. So any pitch that's missed to me is impactful unless he calls ball 4 a strike and the very next pitch goes way out of the zone and it didn't matter anyways. But other than that, it's normally impactful. So Bill Miller, they were talking about basically how bad he has been. And Bill Miller, all in all, what you saw yesterday is pretty much par for the course with him. He actually had several that are worse. He's had a few that are better. But all in all, his overall consistency, 92%, which is below the average. And his overall accuracy, 93%, which is below the average. But overall, he impacted 0.18% runs for the Mets. And the reason why they're saying that is because one of the pitches that was blown led to that home run that Vientos hit. And that's the short of it with what we're doing a deep dive. So the point is, these guys, I'm so ready for the ABS system because these guys are consistently making mistakes, and I know it's a tough job. I get that. We're seeing a box. They don't get that box. They don't see the ball go through a box. And plus, that box we see on the screen isn't always 100%. But normally, if you compare that along with the StatCast and the pitch track, and you have them, and I always have them all three side by side by side, you get an idea if it was a ball or a strike. Next year, I believe the ABS system will be in play, and I don't think 2 is enough. I think they'll start off with 2, and then you'll see it gradually get larger. I think what you're eventually going to get is you're going to get X amount in the first part of the game and X amount in the second part of the game. Because as this progresses and people are going to fall in love with it because it's so quick. If you haven't viewed the ABS, it's the robo-ump that everyone calls it, but it's not really robotic. It's a challenge system, but it really quick. I mean, it comes back lightning fast. It comes back as fast as the tennis. If anybody's watching the U.S. Open, real quick it says, is it in or out? It's out. It's in. Let's go on to the next serve. In baseball, striker ball. All right, next pitch. I believe what they're eventually going to do is have 1 in the first 5 innings and 2 in the last 4, or maybe 2 in the last 3. Maybe they'll wait till the 7th inning. But you have to have it set up because, honest engine, fans are going to remember more of the challenge that isn't able to be challenged late in the game, especially when you start talking about postseason or someone's postseason chances. So there's that. I just wanted to hit that up real quick because I do believe that it's coming. I think it'll be here next spring, and there's no reason why they can't do it next spring. And so ABS, I am so ready for it. Let me see. Does anyone have any? By the way, those of y'all who are listening on Braves Country Radio, they're going to tune in for the game tonight. We're going to do something different that I thought would be fun down the stretch. So when we all met up in Atlanta for the All-Star game, Uncle Charlie brought me a box of old baseball cards. And I thought what would be fun to do is I'm going to take a stack each game. I got tonight's stack. I haven't looked at them. I'm going to do this blindly. And we're going to go through the cards, and the ones that I think that might spark some interest, we'll talk about that, right, throughout the game. And obviously won't get through all of them because if it's someone that's a no-name nobody's going to remember, or I don't have anything to add to it, we'll move on. But we'll get through that stack before the end of the regular season. It should be a lot of fun. I'll give you an example. Who's on top here? Gary Carter. A lot of folks remember Gary Carter, but a lot of folks would say Gary Carter was one of the greatest catchers in the Gen X era, right? Growing up watching baseball. Now, how many of y'all remember that he ended up playing with the LA Dodgers at the end of his career? I kind of forgot about it. Most of us, when we think of Gary Carter, we think of the Expos and we think of the Mets, and especially the Mets because of the 86 championship. But he was an all-time great as an Expo. So it'll be stuff like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if you don't think it's fun, then you're probably just not fun at parties. All right. Well, let's see, Royal Peter, will they still have umpires on the field? Yes, they will still have umpires on the field. Once again, it's a challenge system. It's just like in football when you can challenge a fumble or not, but it's going to be much quicker. They did it during the All-Star game. If you want to get an idea of they did it during spring training. If you want to get an idea, there's plenty of videos out there, and they continue to do it in minor leagues. All it's going to be is guys standing at the plate, the catcher and the pitcher. There's the only three that can challenge. It can't come from the dugout. They can't get any help. Right now, what they use in spring and what they use in the All-Star game is you get two for the entire game for the entire team. The entire team. So you got to be picky on when you're going to do it. Now, if you get the challenge correct, you keep those challenges. You do not lose your challenge. So in theory, you could challenge it 50 times if you're always going to be correct. But what it'll do, just give you a quick example. Let's say tonight's game. I haven't seen the umpire, but we'll take yesterday's umpires. So we'll say Bill Miller is behind the plate. We'll say that Smurf is behind the plate, and Lindor comes to bat, and Bryce Elder's on the mound, and Bill Miller calls the ball a strike, and Lindor goes, "That's hogwash." See, all they did was tap their head like that. They immediately look at the replay, and if it was a ball and not a strike, it immediately goes to 1-0. If not, you lose the challenge and it's 0-1. But it has to come from either the guy standing at the plate, Lindor, Smurf the catcher, or the man on the mound at the time, Bryce Elder. Can't come from anybody else. And that's it. That's as quick as I can explain it. So we go from that, and a couple of things to go over that you may have missed. Cal Quantrill should be available. He got pulled the other night. It was just cramps. So we went over it during the broadcast, but in case you missed it. Now, here's one that's interesting. So when we talked about that, Cal Quantrill got the start on Saturday night, and he became the 17th pitcher to start a game for the Atlanta Braves this season. The most starting pitchers to be used in a single season in franchise history. 1911, 1936, 1945, all had 16, and then 26 and 23 also had 16. So that broke the all-time record. But what one of the fans was talking about was that the fact that when you look at it, it was 1911. For some reason, I thought it was the Miracle Braves. 1911 team had two different starting pitchers that went 3 innings, but the game was postponed due to rain, and they never made. They didn't make a start the rest of the season. So technically, the 1911 team had 18. No, the 1911 team had 18. Technically, they only had 16 because those games didn't count. So that's what I was referring to. Let's see, what else do we have in here? By the way, if you rest of baseball, this was back on Friday night. The Cubs outfielder Kyle Tucker hit a home run. It was his first home run in nearly 5 weeks. This is a guy that's going into big-time free agency. That's a drought, man. Home run hitter, 5 weeks, especially playing in Wrigley in the summer. Oof, that had to have hurt his stock big time. Real quick, we haven't done this in a while because the Braves have been out of it, but I feel like other baseball fans care about this, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's take a real quick look at the standings before we head on down the road today. Major League Baseball, we're going to focus on the teams in the playoffs. The Braves right now, if you're wondering, they're 17 out of first in the East, so that's obviously not going to happen. But wild card, your only chance, 10 games out, and they would have to get scalding hot. Because Miami, let's be honest, they probably need to sweep Miami this week, at least win the series. They're 2 games behind Miami, 3.5 behind San Fran, 4.5 behind St. Louis, 4.5 behind Arizona, 8.5 behind Cincinnati, and 10 games behind the Mets. And the only way they were going to make some big-time ground up is if they would have swept the Mets this weekend, they would have been within 6. They lost the series, so now they're back to 10. So it makes it where you have to get even more scalding hot because we don't face the Mets again. And they're now if the Mets continue to flounder like they have been, then it's kind of a moot point and you're focusing on Cincinnati, Arizona, etc. But National League wild card looks like this. Cubs are going to make it. Padres are going to make it. It's the Mets and the Reds that are fighting it out for the last spot unless something crazy happens. You do have Arizona and St. Louis 5.5 out and San Fran 6.5 out, but let's just cut it off at there because the idea that Miami or Atlanta are going to catch them is just basically filling time. American League. Big shift to the American League this weekend is the Red Sox took 3 or 4 against the Yankees. They are now a half game in front of the Yankees. They were 1.5 back. So Boston has the top wild card in the American League. They are a half game in front of the Yankees, tied in the loss column, for those that view it that way. They are 1 full game in front of Seattle. Then you've got Kansas City, Texas, and Cleveland, and you can kind of cut it off there. Cleveland's 5 back, Texas 4.5 back, and Kansas City is 3 back. I really feel like Kansas City is probably the most likely of those 3 to make a charge. They've been playing pretty good baseball. They've won 7 of their last 10. You've got Cleveland, who's lost 8 of 10, and Texas, who has lost they've won 3 in a row, but prior to that, they were really scuffling. So they're 5-5 over their last 10. You look at the big picture standings, the divisional standings. Detroit's going to win the Central. Toronto should win the East. They got a 5-game lead on Boston. I'm telling you, Boston's been hot. And there's still, 30 games left, so you never know on that one. Houston is holding on to a 2-game lead over Seattle. That one could get interesting down the stretch. And we are going to have Seattle and the Padres as the double dip on our doubleheader this week. That's going to be Wednesday afternoon. Braves play the Marlins at 1. Padres and Seattle come on at 4 Eastern. So we're going to do a double dip on Braves Country Radio. If you haven't caught it before, we have a lot of fun on the play-by-play. It's not one of these cheerleading channels where you just sit around and rah-rah, and man, we actually try to do a professional broadcast play-by-play. And we have a lot of sound bites that make it fun for Braves fans and other fans. What else do we have here? I think I went over that. So, National League big picture. In the East, Phillies and Mets are about to face off in a 3-game series. Philly leads that division by 7 over the Mets. As long as they don't get swept, they'll be all right going down the stretch. They just have to make sure they don't get swept by the Mets, and it's going to be really difficult for the Mets to make up big ground because they played with their food for so long. Philly has just made this big jump. Remember, it was only about like a month ago that they were neck and neck. See the Central. Milwaukee, it's getting a little tighter. Milwaukee's lost 6 of 10, and the Cubs have won 3 in a row. But the Cubs really needed to dominate that series, that 5-game series in 3 days against Milwaukee in Chicago, and that didn't happen. That's a 5-game lead for Milwaukee. They should end up coasting. What's interesting about this is the Dodgers and the Padres, they are neck and neck now. 74 and 57, both identical records. The rest of the West is cooked. The rest of the Central is cooked, by the way, after Chicago. Reds' only chance is a wild card. They're 13 back. But what's interesting about this, Milwaukee has the best record in baseball with 81 wins. So if they win the division, they're most likely going to be the number 1 seed. The Cubs have 76 wins. That's better than the Dodgers. That is a half game behind Philly. That is better than Houston. And that is a half game behind Toronto and 2 behind Detroit. So the wild card National League Cubs have better records than some of these other teams. You'll start getting the argument, oh, they ought to do it just by records. This isn't basketball. This isn't hockey. This is baseball, and winning your division should mean something. We'll go ahead and get out of here. Let me see if there's any more comments. I think they're just going back and forth with each other. And, okay, I don't see anything. So that's it. We'll go ahead and get out of here. Get out of your hair. Pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. That is going to be on, it's early tonight, 6:40. So we're going to come on the air on Braves Country Radio on YouTube about 5:45. Once again, if you missed the intro on this, you're going to be able to start catching the Braves Country Todays, the Armchair Quarterback Todays on Thursdays and Fridays, catching them on YouTube on Armchair Quarterback Radio, trying to build up that channel. You're not going to have to be a Country Club member to catch it over there, but you'll still have to be a Country Club member to catch it over in Braves Country. Because if you're a Country Club member and you're just sick of the bozos over there, you just go into into the VIP lounge on Braves Country Radio. And, of course, we're still on TikTok, and most of these will come on Facebook, but we're not going to do all of them. All right, y'all have a great one. I'll get out of your hair. Thanks for listening. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you Thursday before the Phillies series, and that will be 10 a.m. Eastern right after Armchair Quarterbacks Today.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing left field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Jurickson Profar. 10 home runs, 34 RBI, 260 average, 7 stolen bases. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 19 home runs, 72 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .265. Batting third in right field, Ronald Acuna Jr. 15 home runs, 30 RBI, 5 stolen bases, batting .304. Michael Harris II, patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves and batting cleanup. 16 home runs, 68 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .253. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Marcelo Ozuna. 20 home runs, 61 RBI, a .231 average. Drake Baldwin behind home plate, 13 home runs, 57 RBI, a .277 average. He's batting sixth. Ozzie Albies, batting seventh, playing second. 10 home runs, 50 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .229. And Nacho Alvarez is batting eighth and playing third. A .253 clip with 6 RBI. Nick Allen is batting ninth and manning short at a Gold Glove caliber. 21 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .223. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, Spencer Strider. 5-11 with a 5.24 ERA, a 1.43 whip, 89 innings, 102 strikeouts, 92 hits allowed, 36 walks, 17 home runs served. He'll be going head-to-head with Edward Cabrera, 6-7 with a 3.52 ERA. A 1.22 whip, 117 innings, 105 hits allowed, 126 on the strikeout mark to 39 walks and 12 home runs served. Backing up Cabrera in the bottom of the first inning, leading off and playing second base, Xavier Edwards. Marcy is in center field and batting second. Batting third, behind home plate, Agustin Ramirez. Your cleanup hitter is first baseman Liam Hicks. Otto Lopez batting fifth and playing short. Wagaman is the designated hitter and batting sixth. Johnston in left field, batting seventh, Weimer in right, batting eighth, and Acosta at third and batting ninth. We'll go over the Marlins statistics as the games go along. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Mark Wegner. Your first base umpire, Shane Livensbarger. Second base will be manned by Tyler Jones, and down the third base line, it's Nate Tomlinson. Game time temperatures here in Miami, South Beach, are expected to be about 90 degrees. Expect the roof to be closed once again. Atlanta Braves, a minus 113 on the money line. The over-under, 7.5. Our pick to click tonight, not a lot of great numbers against Edward Cabrera. Of course, that's pretty much all of Major League Baseball. So we'll take a stab in the dark and go with Money Mike. He's 2 for 5 lifetime with a strikeout versus tonight's starting pitcher. We already went through the pregame, so we'll take your Atlanta Braves to win this one in a low-scoring affair, 4-3. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Hope everybody's having a great night. I know it's an early start, so I kind of assume everyone's going to trickle in late today because you're going to be like, wait a minute, what time are they playing? What the hell's going on? Monday night? 6:40? There's not even a football game on. Why are they doing this? All right, that's because it's Miami and, well, they don't know what the hell they're doing, right? That's right. All right, who do we got here? Let me scroll up, trying to give you all a few minutes. I know we did the roll call thing a little late, but nonetheless, I see Uncle Charlie Fritz in here. Country Club member. CC Mod. Justin Hightower, CC. Hutchins is in here today. Darryl Little's in here today. Who else do we have in here? James Fisher in the CC. Justin Green Machine in the CC. Hightower in the Green Machine. In the CC Machine. What the hell am I trying to say? Taku, good to see you in the Country Club. Gary the Real McCoy in the Country Club. Appreciate all you Country Club members. Mark Ricky Ricardo. Lucy, he's home. Who else do we have here? JC. Hey, JC's in here early today. He must have left work early and went straight to the bar. He said, screw this, man. George Pearson in the Country Club. Good to see everybody. I'm assuming we got PETA, and I know Straight Shooter will be in here. Let me scroll back and see some of the ones I might have missed for the line. Tim Pandle in the CC. We've got Braden Quinn. We've got Iron Lung. Who else do we have back here? Grateful. See what else we got going. Let's see if we got any latecomers. I have to scroll back and forth. I end up losing my spot with pretty ease. Yeah, I figured you were here, PETA. The plan is to put that lineup about 20-25 minutes before. I was a little late today. I think I put it 15 before. I started setting an alarm. In my head, the game was 6:45, so that's the reason. 6:40 is such a strange start time for anything. Think that Israel, good to see you. Hadn't seen you in a while. Who else do we have in here? All right, we're going to take a quick break. Let everyone get a chance to say hi to each other. And if we haven't yelled out to you, give us a shout out, and we will say hello when we come back. Pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. We're just moments away. We'll be back in a flash. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Welcome in, Braves country. What you talking about, Will I? I see you. My man Nathaniel Brooks is in here again. I thought everyone might be a little late, but it looks like people are starting to come in. No, it's a strange start. It's a strange start tomorrow, too. 6:40 once again. And then even stranger on Wednesday, we're an afternoon game. I don't remember the last time we were an afternoon getaway game in Miami, because they normally want us playing all night games down there to help out their attendance. And this has been scheduled for a while, so they didn't do this because of where we are in the standings. So I like it because I like the day games, but strange that we're at 1 o'clock. So that's 1 o'clock on Wednesday. I'm going to be hurrying home, and we're going to be doing a doubleheader. So to follow that on Wednesday, that's our doubleheader this week. The way the schedule's set out, it was the only one we could squeeze in. But we're doing Seattle and San Diego. The doubleheader's 4 o'clock, I think, or 4:10, something like that. It'll follow Braves Marlins. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to tonight, hopefully to see Spencer Strider get it together. I mean, it's concerning to see him go through it, and I've read some interviews and heard some interviews from him the last few days, and the biggest thing that I take away from it is
You're in Braves country.
Spencer Strider's really beating himself up. I mean, in the press, of course he's taking all the blame, and you really can't blame anybody else per se. But we all know, anybody who knows ball knows, it's all because of him coming back from the injury. When you don't pitch for a year and you come back, and it's not like they had him down in the minors to work on things. He was thrusted into action as soon as he was ready. A lot of that had to do with the fact that our pitching staff was so weak. I think in a perfect world where everybody's healthy, including Ronaldo Lopez, they would have given Spencer Strider a lot more time to get things figured out down on the farm. But now that he's up, I don't think they're going to slap him in the face and send him down, because then it sends a different message. And it's not the one you would want to convey, that he's not good enough right now. It's just he's going through it. And when you're this far back in the standings, you might as well have him work out, not just work it out on the mound up here, but also work with the coaches up here where they can take their time with it. We're just about set, just a couple of moments away from pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play here at Atlanta Braves. We'll be leading off, being the away team. Left to right across the outfield for the Marlins, it's going to be Johnston, Marcy, and Weimer. All right. Around the horn, it's Acosta, Lopez, Edwards, and Liam Hicks. And you'll notice they have a lot of interchanging parts on their outfield and infield. So you'll see guys sliding all over the place. Ramirez is behind the plate, and Cabrera is on the mound. He is a nasty, nasty customer. Last time we saw him, he pitched very well. So runs are going to come at a premium, unless he just for some weird reason doesn't have it. I mean, he's been really good this year. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's gone out there with a 3.52 ERA and a 1.22 whip, 117 innings and 126 strikeouts, and only 39 walks. He has been bringing it. I almost went with Marcell Ozuna on the pick to click, but I rode that pony the entire time we were in Miami last time, so I'm going to give it a break, hopefully give him some good luck. He normally hits well in this park. That's why we went with Harris today. I thought it was a pretty interesting conversation. I don't know if it's really valid one way or the other, but some of the local Atlanta radio were talking about over the weekend, who would you rather have for the designated hitter next year? Marcell Ozuna or Jurickson Profar, and then go find a left fielder. See, I'm of a different sort. I say leave Profar out where he's at, and let's go get a thumper for the designated hitter. The guy that I've got circled, I don't think we're going to get him, but I would back the truck up for is Kyle Schwarber. Philadelphia Phillies designated hitter who is clocking the ball left and right. He's a professional hitter, and you could put him at the top of the lineup. Man, that would be a nasty 1-2 punch if you went back to what we were normally doing, and you go Acuna to Schwarber, who's hit 1 and 2 in Philly quite a bit. And then you could play with it a number of different ways after that. You could put Riley behind him. If you wanted to go lefty-lefty, obviously Matt Olson could go to the 3 spot. I don't worry that much about going righty-lefty all the way up and down the lineup if they're really good hitters. And then, of course, you can put Michael Harris somewhere around that too. I mean, you're talking about a deep lineup. If they go out, it's the first pitch on the way as we are set here for Braves Country Baseball. Wait for it to load up. Yes, sir. It is baseball time in Braves Country. Trying to cue this up because A, we don't know if the 3D is going to work, and B, I have to come off of a different angle on it when we're in Florida. 2-1 count right there for a strike evens up the count 2-2. I'm probably a touch in front of your video. I will even it up once I figure it out. The 2-2. Cabrera comes set. Looks in. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's chopped over to first base. It's going to be an easy out. Ball scalded on the carpet. You're going to put it down 3-1 on your scorecard. Good defensive play over there by Hicks. One away. One up, one down. Matt Olson will be your batter. First pitch on the way to Olson is outside wide, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. We're going to assume that they have fixed this issue, and we're going to try to come in and do what we normally do with it. The 1-0, right there, first strike, it's 1-1. And I don't have the double device to be able to bounce back and forth because I'm using one of the devices to catch the game. Pitch on the way, misses the plate, ball 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Kicks and fires, four-seam fastball. 2-2. The 2-2 to Olson. Just below the knees. Very generous call there. Might have touched the zone by Wegner. We'll take it. Payoff pitch, quickly back to work. Check swing, went around, strike 3. Olson knew it. He's heading back to the dugout. Breaking ball down by his ankles, and he just couldn't lay off it. First pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna Jr. is a curveball up top. Called for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. 0-0 your score. 2 up, 2 down for the Braves here to start the game. The 1-0 swing. Slaps it towards right center field. Drifting over. Making the catch is Edwards, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. We'll see what Spencer Strider has in store tonight.
A quick question. Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not. It's not the coffee shops. I've been trying that. I've been trying that for a while now. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22. So they definitely don't want to be in a relationship. And I definitely do not want to be a cougar. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That want to date to eventually get into a relationship? That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. I need to know because I have yet to find them. And I've been looking, so maybe I should stop looking. I don't know. But if you know, please let me know. Help your girl out.
I just came out of the Yankee clubhouse. You have to wonder, was this Mattingly's last game?
We were sitting in the clubhouse after the game, and he said, Bogsy, I'm done. And being involved with something like that, to where a great player of the game says, you're done, it's a hard thing to swallow.
I didn't realize that it was going to be it for Donnie until the plane ride home from Seattle in 1995, which was the most excruciating 6 hours I've ever spent on an airplane. Everybody was crying, and Donnie came and sat and talked to everybody one at a time. I remember thinking that he was saying goodbye.
I call that 6-hour flight the flying funeral. Players sobbing, and all of them sobbing, not because they had lost, but the players were crying for him.
That was painful. For me, it's kind of twofold. I know that's in my heart. I don't retire completely, but pretty much know that's the end of the road. That was it for me.
Brick wall waterfall. He thinks he got it all. Boom with that attitude. Peace punch, Captain Crunch. I got something you can't touch. Reese's Pieces 7 Up. Mess with me, I'll mess you up.
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Spencer Strider's going to go back to work. Here's hoping for a good outing from Spencer. Righty-lefty matchup to start it off. Xavier Edwards, the leadoff batter, takes the first pitch high and out of the zone, four-seam fastball. It's 1-0. Left to right across the outfield for the Braves tonight. It's Profar, Harris, and Acuna. Around the horn, Nacho, Allen, Ozzie, and Olsen. And Drake Baldwin is behind the plate. The 1-0. Swing, fouls it straight back. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Strider comes set. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball smoked down the right field line. That'll be extra bases. Cunha gives chase, plays it off the wall. Edwards flying around first, heading for second. And he's heading for second, heading for third, and he will get there with a leadoff triple. So far, so bad for Spencer Strider to get the game going. Hanging curveball, and he just smoked it into the corner. Got way too much of the plate, hung up a little high, kind of a cement mixer. The power hitter is going to slam that over the fence. So the infield will come in, first pitch swinging. Now thing to say, he did not go around. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Marcy the batter. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Strider got to buckle down here. 1-0. Slider in the dirt. 2-0. 2-0 count. Home plate umpire Wagner cleaning off the plate for a second. The 2-0. Curveball misses, down and in, ball 3, 3-0. 3-0 count. Brings it, swing, chops it over to first. Olsen steps on the bag. Edwards will have to stay put. One away. Good defensive play there by Olsen. Ball's going to bounce hard off this carpet. The artificial grass that they have here in Miami. It's not the stuff they used to play on in the 80s, but still has a hard bounce to it. It's a little bit of a mix that they try to incorporate. First pitch on the way is a chopper to third. Here comes the throw home, and he's got him. Smoke him if you got him. Nacho got him. The Nacho Man fires it home. And 2 down. Good defensive play by Alvarez. They decided to test him. Pretty routine play, to be honest with you. I'm a little surprised that Edwards went. He must have thought the ball was going a little bit more to the right and was going to get to the shortstop, Allen, and Allen would have to throw off balance, but the ball was practically right at Alvarez, and he just played pitch and catch with Drake Baldwin. First pitch on the way is a curveball at the knees to Hicks. It's 0-1, so maybe that'll give Spencer a little more confidence. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1. Swing, bangs it over to first, and Olsen will step on the pillow, and after giving up the leadoff triple, it's 1, 2, 3. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 in South Beach.
And an Uber just goes flying by me at like 50, almost hit me.
You're so good at telling stories, so concise.
I wish it did hit you.
I know God made us in all different ways, shapes, and forms, but why the hell Kawhi Leonard's hand so big? That son hand at. You can slam somebody by their waist, bro. This ain't normal. Man can squeeze you like an hourglass. Probably can't even use a regular phone. You got to text on the iPad. Be real, bro. How you drive? How you wrap your hand around the steering wheel without your fingers touching your wrist? Really don't make no gloves for you. You got to put sleeping bags on your hand. You couldn't be a barber. You know a barber always got to grab your head like this to keep it still. Boy, if you don't get this cage off my face, you can excavate a whole pool with them hands.
The 9 greatest center fielders since the modern game was integrated in 1947. Pre-war legends like Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Ty Cobb won't be cracking these without further ado. Here's number 9.
In center field, number 34, Kirby Puckett.
Was probably one of the most popular players in his home city of anybody in the modern history of the game.
Provided that sort of intangible effervescence that made you want to watch him.
This little guy, this pudgy guy, this guy looked like maybe built like a beer keg.
He had that short, squatty body, looked like a fire hydrant.
He looked like a little bowling ball, but man, could he get everything done that needed to be done.
Having that 5'8" body jump over fences and rob opposing players of the home runs, and he did that numerous times.
Oh my goodness.
Glaucoma ended Kirby's career when he was just 35.
Pride and integrity. Just don't take it for granted because you never know. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us.
Although a stroke took Kirby's life while he was still in his 40s, he's remembered as a player in his prime.
I love you all. Thank you.
I hate it when people assume things about me that aren't true. Like, because I'm pretty, I'm stuck up. I'm just like, shut up, troll. Why am I even talking to you?
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Harris is a changeup. Misses out of the zone. It's 1-0. That clip just hit me the right way. That was fun. The 1-0. Down and in. Did that get him in the foot? Looked like it did. And it did. And he'll head on down to first. Hopefully Harris is all right. He's taking off his guard, so walking to first, a little gingerly, which you would expect that. Hopefully it's, where'd it get him? I think it got him on the toe, possibly the front foot. Yeah, the front foot right on the toe. That's a curveball just dropped and bing, right off the toe. So hopefully he's okay. He's got a smile on his face, so he must be all right. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way. 98-mile-an-hour fastball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-1. Kicks and fires. 99 right down Main Street, 0-2. 0-2 count. You got the Mets and Phillies about to start here in a little bit. We'll keep you up to date on that one. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty curveball. His curveball, it's a true curveball, but the break at the end is almost slider-like. It's like a tight slider at the end where it just dips down on you. It's got to be impossible to lay off of that as a right-hander when you have 2 strikes. Drake Baldwin, the batter. First pitch on the way, inside. Good hold by Drake. It's 1-0. Went with that bender once again. The 1-0. That's got to be one of the dopiest questions the Philly pregame is asking. Are the Brewers for real? They got the best record in baseball. I mean, are they for real? 1-0 count. Pitch high and wide. Out of the zone. And Michael Harris takes off, and there will be no throw. Augustin jumped up, and I don't know what happened there. I have to take another look. I guess he just figured either he didn't have a good hold on the ball, or he just thought he wouldn't get him. But nonetheless, Harris has second base stolen and into scoring position. 2-0 to Baldwin. Inside. Called for a strike. It's 3-0. I'm sorry, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch looked a little inside, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The 2-1. That one was inside. Ball 3, 3-1. 3-1 count. Comes set, kicks and fires, swing, chops it foul into the first base dugout of the Atlanta Braves. Will do it again. Miami Marlins, one of the teams that calls third base home. The payoff pitch spins around, chases Harris back to first. Talked about it in the pregame show. This will be one of the nights that on the payoff pitch, swing, rifles it foul down the line. We'll do it again. Thought it'd be fun to go over some of these cards that Uncle Charlie dropped off to me at the meetup. See if they juggle any memories from y'all. Righty-lefty matchup, the payoff pitch, swing, hits it towards left center field, going back towards the track, making the catch is Johnston for out number 2. Caught it just before the warning track. Pretty hard hit ball, but he didn't have a far way to go. It's a little more towards left center. Might have been pay dirt. David Cohn's the first one that we pull out of the pile. I think everybody remembers David Cohn. This was him as a New York Met. Of course, he won the World Series as a Yankee. The first pitch swinging, Ozzie Albies pops it up, and that'll end the inning. Can of corn over to short. Otto Lopez, I mean, I think you got to handcuff him. Handcuff his hands and his bat to his leg until he takes those first 2 pitches of the game. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. 0-0 your score.
They say everything you've ever heard is locked in your brain somewhere. Another fun fact, your brain burns 20% of the calories you consume. My burrito!
one-season wonders. In 1989, a 23-year-old Jerome Walton would make his major league debut with the Chicago Cubs on April 4th, a game in which he had 2 hits and drove in a run. There's no place like home. In 57 games, he had 70 hits, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs, and 12 stolen bases. During day games that season, he had 40 runs, 81 hits, 16 stolen bases, and a .329 batting average in 60 games. Against the National League East, he had 90 hits, 15 doubles, 32 RBIs, 17 stolen bases, and a .304 batting average. He rocked left-handers to the tune of a .320 batting average, a .374 on-base percentage, and a .438 slugging percentage. He was named the National League Rookie of the Year, the first Cub since Ken Hubbs in 1962. He ended the season batting .293 with 24 stolen bases, and he also had a 30-game hitting streak. It didn't end there. In the National League Championship Series, he batted .364 with 8 hits in 5 games.
Here he comes, the popular whiz kid, Richie Ashburn.
I've never seen a better leadoff hitter than me.
Ashburn opens up with an infield bounder that he beats out for a base hit.
I would get close to 200 hits a year and 100 walks a year.
Richie Ashburn opens the first inning with a walk.
That's what a leadoff hitter is supposed to do. I don't think they realize how hard it is to hit 300.
Richie Ashburn singles in the 5th inning for his second hit.
And as I look back, I'm surprised that I did it. I had great speed. I had ability with the bat in that I could keep the ball in play, and I didn't strike out much.
The capstone for Richie Ashburn came in 1995 when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
I think I made the most of what I had in terms of ability, and so I have no regrets at all about my major league career.
Here is my Halloween costume reveal. Can y'all guess what I am? I'm that
Welcome back. First pitch swing and scalded into the right field corner, but foul and out of play. It's 0-1 to Otto Lopez. The 0-1 swing, chops it up the middle. Ozzy's got it, fires it to first, 4-3 put out. No way. One up, one down, bottom of the second inning. Spencer Strider with an ERA of 15.43 in his first 3 starts here in August. 4-seam fastball misses out and away. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Last 3 starts in August, I should say. In the dirt, ball 2-0. He's really going through it. Two-0 count. Pitch right there, slider at the knees. 2-1. It's really has to do with his location more than anything else. He's got a little bit ticked down on his velocity, but 96, 97 still bringing it. The 2-1 down below the knees. 3-1. And you can tell he's all between his ears. I mean, he is. That pitch right there that he just missed, he's cussing himself as he's heading back to the mound. The 3-1 pitch. Swing, chops it over to third. Nacho has it, grabs it, flips it. 2 down. He's a competitive, fiery guy, and you like that about Strider, but at the same token, he's going to have to calm down and get himself under control, because getting yourself all wound up and stressing out over every single pitch, you're just going to get so between your ears, you're not going to be focusing on what you're doing. As the first pitch on the way is slider down and in. It's like anything in life. If you're a nervous wreck and not laser focused on what you're doing, it's going to affect everything, and mainly his location. The 1-0, swing and a miss, 95 miles an hour. I think it's also a mistake with him and whatever catcher he's with today. It's Baldwin, to just give up on his fastball. It's a good fastball, and if he's not hitting it, well, he needs to work on it. The 1-1 misses inside. 2-1 count. Kicks and fires. Did he go around? Curveball, check down the line. He did not. Ball 3-3. Three-one. Swing, fouls it back. Four-seam fastball. Full count. Same two teams tomorrow night, 6:40, and then Wednesday it's a 1:10 first pitch. Tomorrow night's Hurston Waldrop night. The payoff pitch. Swing, just gets a piece of it. We'll do it again. Time is called by Johnson. He'll step out of the box. Talking about that David Cone card, it amazes me because he pitched back in the old school days, but he has 194 wins. I would have thought he would have had over 200. The 3-2. Swing, knocks it over to first. Olsen will step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. So a good bounce back inning by Strider. It's still scoreless. Let's get a smile on this guy's face. Get him some runs.
Okay, this is a genuine question to like older people. What did you do before you could look something up? Like, if you saw someone and you were like, oh, they remind me of that actor. What was that? What's his name? Like, and you couldn't, and none of your friends knew. Would you go to a library?
So it kind of went like this. God, what's the name of that guy? He was in the movie. He's got like a weird name. I can't think of it. I don't know. Okay, then I'm just going to sit here and not know. And no, we could not use the library because the library was not like Google. You can't go into a library and like look at the book. The books don't answer you. So we just didn't know. Dustin Hoffman, yes!
The 9 greatest center fielders. Here's number 7.
He is so much fun to watch right now because he is doing everything that all the scouts told us he could do.
A 2-run homer, a 3-run homer. What a performance by the 19-year-old Andrew Jones.
My main thing I wanted to do is just go out there and play and be the best I can be at my position.
Going at the wall, up the wall. He made the catch. What a play.
He also has put himself on a level of you think he's going to catch everything. I mean, literally, when the ball leaves the bat, you figured, no, Andrew's got it.
People always ask me who was the best position player that I played with, through the years, and it was Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones has done it again.
The best defender that I've ever played with. 10 Gold Gloves, 430 homers, was my bodyguard for so many years.
When you're in the conversation as the greatest of all time to play the position of center field with a guy like Willie Mays, I think that says a lot.
A special thanks to the greatest center fielder that I've ever seen in Andrew Jones.
To have my number retired next to Mr. Hank Aaron, number 44, blew my mind. I'm thankful for the Braves for giving me this opportunity to play the game that I love.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a strike right there to Nacho Alvarez. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pops it up. Back out of play, 0-2. 0-2 count. You're talking about that David Cone, just 194 wins. I do remember he had injury problems, but I would have lost that bet in a landslide thinking he had 200 wins. The 0-2 slings it into right field, down for a base hit. Nacho has our first base hit of the game. Let's go, Nacho!
Whoa, you check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign. It needs nachos to help me score.
Nacho Man. Everybody wants to be a Nacho Man. Righty-righty matchup. Runner at first, nobody out. The first pitch on the way, swing. Sizzles it back, foul off the mask of Ramirez and the home plate umpire, Wagner. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Misses high, 99 miles an hour. Did he go around? He did not want it. 1-1 count. Swing, check swing, bangs it off the plate. 1-2. One-two. Going into Labor Day weekend. How many of y'all are going out for the last trip of the year before the kids go back to school? Is the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. One away. Got him with the high heat up top, 99 miles an hour. We do our annual fantasy football celebration on this Saturday. So I will have the game up like last year. It'll just be the chat, though, and we'll bring you all the other games this week. First pitch on the way is inside for a slider. Misses inside. It's 1-0. That'll be a weird 6 o'clock start. Phillies and Braves. So strange to put it at 6 o'clock, but then again, up in Pennsylvania, they're not thinking about the college football season. The 1-0 misses high, ball 2-0. So the 2-0 count. It's really more of, I mean, I guess Pennsylvania's technically Big Ten country, but I can tell you from living up there in the Northeast, college football does not reign supreme. The 2-0 misses down, 3-0. 3-0 count. I lived in New York. I actually had a lot of people that I worked with that were Penn State fans. As a 3-0 right there for a strike at the knees, 3-1. And that was only because it was the closest school to them that was relevant in college football. Because you didn't have anybody in New York by that time. Syracuse was good years and years ago, but not then. The 3-1 pops it up, back out of play. 3-2. Might have chased ball 4. He's been pinching the zone quite a bit. So a full count now to Profar. Nothing's wrong with Penn State, Mark. I'm just telling you, it doesn't reign supreme in Philadelphia. At 3-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Nasty sinker on the inner track. 2 down. If you're up there in the Northeast, they care about professional sports. Unless they're actually currently going to the school, then they go to it. But the South is so much different because for years and years, so many of these states and cities didn't have professional teams, so college football reigned supreme. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. I saw it firsthand when I lived in Tennessee before the Titans ever showed up. The fans there were obsessed with Tennessee football. The 0-1 inside, down and in, 1-1. It took about 5 or 10 years, Titans getting there, and the next thing was like, all right then. People got tired of driving 3 hours to a college football game when they could go downtown to go see the NFL. Cabrera throws a 5-pitch mix, and it's pretty even. A change curve slider, sinker, and 4-seamer. The 1-1 swing, fouls it straight back, 99 miles an hour, 1-2. Strangely enough, his 99 mile an hour fastball, he throws the least amount, 12% of the time. Slider's 18%, sinker 21%, changing curve at an even 24. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with another strikeout. So, we get one on. That's all we can do. We'll be back in a flash. Cabrera doing Cabrera things to the Braves.
What the hell is that?
What? You told me to put on an old costume.
Not from when you were 8.
Mom, you cannot have a problem with this. I'm Mother Teresa.
Are you kidding me?
What? I'm her back when she was hot.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 7. It's a 10-yard penalty. I'm talking to America here. Excuse me. Penalty and a loss of down. Second down.
When people find out your job, what annoying thing they always say. Let me hold something, big money. Well, he got it. He ain't even got to worry about that. You can get me on. Well, how they hire you? They pay good over there? How they do their drug tests over there? Y'all work in the air conditioner? Hey, how long it took you to go to school for that? If I apply, I can put you down for a reference? Or they ain't gonna hire nobody like me. I can keep going, but that's just some of the questions that I get asked. What y'all get asked?
Carlos Beltran emerged as a young star for the Kansas City Royals, winning the 1999 Rookie of the Year award.
Boy, he is really something. A switch hitter, he could run, throw, he could do it all. 5-tool guy.
Carlos Beltran scorches this pitch. That was as pure a left-handed swing as you will see.
In 2004, he was traded to the Astros in time for their playoff push.
It's gone! It's gone! It's gone! Oh, man, this guy is something.
Beltran would go on to have an historic postseason in 2004, hitting 8 home runs for the Astros.
You sit up here almost speechless. I mean, this kid on a national stage is showing everybody.
His playoff success in 04 launched him to a 7-year deal with the Mets.
Gone! He's done it again! Both sides of the plate today, homering for the switch hitter Carlos Beltran.
41 home runs playing Gold Glove center field, could do it all.
Talk about one of the best switch hitters that the game has ever seen.
Home run number 400 for Carlos Beltran.
You talk about talent. What a talent, Carlos Beltran.
Delay of game. Defense number 55. We're making a move that's not necessarily like football.
Welcome back. Spencer Strider goes back to work. The first pitch on the way is inside, 4-seam fastball. 1-0, follows that up with the strike on the inner cut. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Kicks and fires, swing, slaps it through the hole, 5-6 hole into left field, and it's a leadoff single for the Fish. Hurston Waldrop being the starting rotation next year. Oh yeah, I mean, assuming health. Sorry, the way I have it set up today, JC, I can only see like the last 2 or 3 comments, and they move so fast because I have to use my desktop to be able to see the game because I'm in Florida. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Coming out of his shoes, the number 9 hitter, Acosta. It's 0-1. And I also go and get the FanDuel for the Marlins series. But they fired over to first. They're going to say, did they get him? I think they called him out. The runner Weimer does not believe that he was thrown out, and they will not challenge it. So Spencer Strider picks one off, hanging out. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, one away. He was leaning, and oh, yeah, absolutely he got him. I think Weimer was hoping he got in on the back end of that tag, but there's just not going to be enough to overturn that even if he was safe. The 0-1 fires it down, 4-seam fastball, sizzled down the right field line. It's 0-2. But anyways, the thing about the FanDuel thing, when I get the FanDuel thing, it's mad behind the 3D. So it doesn't do me any good. I use it essentially as an instant replay. They said ESPN's taking over MLB TV, and I'm cringing on what that's going to be like. The 0-2, swing, lifts it high and deep into right field, drifting back on the track. making the catch, backpedaling towards the wall is Ronald Acuna Jr., 2 down. I don't think he realized that ball was getting hit as hard as it was. Good adjustment by Acuna. He was breaking to his right and ends up on the left side of him. You think that's easy? Try it sometime in your backyard. You'll end up ass over tea kettles. I got it. No, I don't. I just took out half the fence. First pitch on the way is a slider inside. It's 0-1. And then to make it worse, the Marlins broadcast, every time I look up, they're showing their broadcasters eating salsa and pizza and stuff. The 0-1, outside wide 1-1, which is what the Braves normally do when they're at home, but they're on the road. I don't even know if they've even got their. They probably have the B squad out there tonight. 1-1 count. I guess that's the go-to for the television broadcast. When you're not in first place or fighting for a playoff spot, you just start eating food in the booth and make everybody watch you eat. The 1-1 from Strider. Turns and fires. Caught! Right there at the knees. 4-seam fastball. That's his best fastball I've seen in quite some time. 97 miles an hour right there at the knees, and it was on a straight line with a little bit of movement at the end. The 1-2 misses high. 2-2. So just like that, he's back to where he's but it's there. It's there somewhere, y'all. He found it for like half a pitch. The 2-2 count. Edwards tripled his first time up and gunned down it home by Nacho. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He chased one up around his eyeballs, and that'll end the inning. Marlins go down. Scoreless once again. Braves will grab the bats and try to get on the board when we return.
My Lord, a snapping turtle.
Boy, what the hell is a snapping turtle? Boy, there's no reason your tongue should roll that hard to where you can't make a T.
I'm back with a pirka and these Takis chips.
A pirka? What the hell is a pirka? For some of y'all with these meals, I don't understand how y'all just be popping up and think you got to take a picture of it. If you eating something like this, you got a chain around your neck in the basement and you bark at people. What you got here? Vanilla beans and rice, a 6-inch cream-filled mayonnaise Subway sandwich, a chicken neck, 2 stolen quail eggs, and the oldest gas station pizza you can find. Them beans look like Skittles when all the flavor come off it. Who feeding you, a witch? What that little meat is in the corner, man? This exotic. I ain't never had no baked turtle leg.
The 9 greatest center fielders. Number 5.
Duke Snider was certainly one of the great center fielders of all time, as his Hall of Fame induction suggested.
This is one deep to right, way back there, going. A home run for Duke Snider. That is number 400 for the Duke.
Snider happened to play in a period when there were 3 great center fielders in baseball: Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and Duke Snider.
Willie, Mickey, and the Duke, people try to leave Duke out, but Duke was a tremendous hitter. He could hit the ball hard.
When the subject turned to New York center fielders in the 50s, of course you had Willie and Mickey, but you couldn't overlook the Duke. Snider had 5 straight seasons in which he hit 40 or more home runs and had more than 100 RBIs 6 times.
Snider also had the most home runs of any Major League player in the 1950s and was a very good defensive center fielder.
The Duke of Flatbush was the centerpiece of the great Brooklyn Dodger teams that won 5 pennants in the 1950s.
One of the defining players on one of the most significant teams in baseball history.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging by Ronald Acuna Jr. is a strike. Ball cutting in on his knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 fouls it straight back on 2. 0-2 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Pretty quick moving game so far. Don't want to jinx it, but we're through 3 and it didn't even take, what, maybe 40 minutes? The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Braves have 1 hit. Marlins have 2. Marlins, the 2 batters that they had One was gunned down at third after a leadoff triple, and the other was picked off after a leadoff single. Cabrera's 6 strikeouts, Strider with 1. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris is a check swing foul down the line. It's 0-1. 4-seam fastball up inside. The 0-1. Brings it. 98 inside. 1-1. Cabrera, 2.77 ERA. At home this year, the curveball up top, 1-2. The 1-2, swing and a miss, chases changeup well off the plate. That thing was nasty. Calling it a changeup is very, very charitable, because that thing moves more like a 2-seam sinker. It's about 8 miles slower than his fastball, but it's still humming in there around 90 miles an hour. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, first pitch inside, 95-mile-an-hour sinker. It's 1-0. Swing. Dribbles it over to short, and that's going to be another 1-2-3 inning. We're moving fast and quickly here in South Beach. They'll be able to get to the curb here in a bit. We'll be back. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 4th we go.
I'm so tired of everyone thinking that I support Donald Trump just because I think he's cool and I voted for him. Quite an accusation.
Don't judge a book
Keep
by its
me
cover.
out of this. Keep my name out your mouth.
So Adolis Garcia went to play baseball in Japan at 23 years old after born and raised in Cuba. Cubans are forbidden to play in the United States. They are allowed to go to Japan, however, to play baseball, but the bulk of their salaries must return to the Cuban government. On his flight back from Japan, Adolis had a layover in Paris. Rather than getting on his flight back home to Cuba, he got on a plane headed for the Dominican Republic, where he reunited with his wife. He established residency, and he became an international free agent. 2017, he signed with the Cardinals for $2.5 million. He was DFA'd by the Cardinals. The Cardinals traded Garcia to the Texas Rangers, and he never looked back. 2023, he smashed 39 bombs, 107 ribbies, and ALCS MVP. Hit a home run in 4 straight games, set a record for most RBI in a series in MLB history.
I thought I was an okay player until you meet a guy like Trout.
Back out it is Trout. It is caught! Oh, what a catch by Mike Trout!
He can hit and hit for power, hit for average, and the way he runs, whew, I said, man, you have a little soul in you. You run like that. That's pretty fast.
He's very strong. He has the football type of body that's able to look still graceful on a baseball diamond, whether it's stealing bases, whether it's tracking down fly balls.
He's the best player I've ever seen.
This kid is a stud. S-T-U-D.
He naturally does everything the way it's supposed to be done.
People don't understand is that he is Mickey Mantle. He is Willie Mays, Stan Musial, Ted Williams. Basically, you're talking a superstar level. He is an all-time great in the history of the sport.
I think fans need to sit back and take a deep breath and tell their kid, like, son, remember this guy. He's going to be in your mind forever.
No foul on the play. It was not a hold. The defender was just overpowered.
Welcome back, Braves Country Baseball. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning in a quick-moving ball game. First pitch on the way is high and outside. The ball, it's 1-0. Strider kicks and brings it. Swing. Bangs it over to first. Olsen's on it. Underhands it to Strider. He grabs it with his red glove, steps on the pillow. 1 down. One up, one down. Ramirez, the number 3 hitter, Hind catcher for the Marlins. First pitch on the way. Takes it high and out of the zone. Four-seam fastball. Called for a strike. That's got something to do with why this game's moving so fast. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. One count. Swing, chops it over to short. Allen's got it, plenty of time. Flips it to first, quickly to away. First pitch on the way to Hicks is a 95-mile-an-hour P at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1, righty-lefty matchup. Hicks 0 for 1 at the ground out today. Swing, lifts it into left field, coming over, making the running catch is Jerickson Profar. Pro good. 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of the fifth, cruising in a quick one in Miami.
Greatest center fielders of all time.
Ken Griffey Jr., when you start talking about the all-time great center fielders, how can he not be one of the top 3 or 4 guys that you're going to bring up?
Unbelievable, Ken Griffey Jr. Holy smoke!
He, at one point in the game, did pretty much anything he wanted to.
Junior flying diamond makes the catch!
Great talent. Kenny had the good fortune to grow up around the game, in the game.
He was the son of Ken Griffey Sr. He wasn't in awe of being in the major leagues.
Really enjoyed the game. One of his nicknames was the Kid, and he acted like a kid.
Griffey leaps high in the air, and he's got it! An incredible catch by the Kid!
To watch him go after a ball, up the wall, over the wall.
Leaps up and he makes the catch!
I saw the guy cover basically left field to right field. There wasn't a ball that went in the air that he didn't think he could catch.
Amazing catch by Junior as he takes a home run away!
But Griffey's grace was not confined to the outfield. The man put up some big-time numbers with one of baseball's sweetest swings.
Very effortless, very smooth. His hitting was something that he was born to do that.
He'd do his little deal and get his hips going and get that little swagger with his bat, and all of a sudden he'd get set. You could see it, his face would light up, and you'd be like, uh-oh.
Belted, and I mean belted! A bird down, goodbye, baseball!
Probably a lot of times he would tell you, I'm not a power hitter. You might have heard him say that on occasion.
I don't worry about hitting home runs.
Number 600 for Ken Griffey Jr.
Unfortunately, a rush of injuries hit Griffey just as he was being mentioned as the best to ever play the game.
He earned a spot on the All-Century team.
The youngest All-Century player, Ken Griffey Jr.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Welcome back. Cabrera goes back to work. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is upstairs inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Cabrera 53 pitches in. The 1-0 misses, ball 2-2. 2-0 count. Kicks and fires. Inside. Called for a strike to him. Edward Cabrera, the 2-1 pitch. Misses high, 98 miles an hour, 3-1. Cabrera, 27-year-old, 6'5", 217-pounder. The 3-1 misses inside, ball 4, so the Drake will head on down to first. And maybe that'll get the Braves going here. Good at bat there by the Drake. Didn't chase any of that stuff on the inside.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Cabrera from the Dominican Republic. He's been with the Marlins his whole career. Came up in 2021. All in all, you've always seen the talent there, but he's really put it together here in 2025. The 1-0. Ozzie Albies, open stance on the left side, another pop-up. Will it stay in play? Looks like it will. I mean, he just gives bats away. One away. 2 times tonight. He's seen 3 pitches. Not a single one have been in the strike zone, by the way. He took one for a ball. The other 2 will be considered strikes because he popped them both up. But, I mean, this is pathetic. Right when you think he's really starting to pick it up, he just goes back into, I mean, you almost think he needs to have a complete reset to fix his swing. First pitch on the way is a sinker right there. For a strike, it's 0-1. And everybody keeps asking, is he going to be back with the Braves as the 0-1 pitch to Nacho is outside wide, 1-1. Nacho, the only Braves hit tonight, singled his first time up. But the way the contract is structured, it just doesn't make sense to get rid of him. It makes sense to try to fix him. 1-1. Swing, pops it up. Well, that one's staying in play. Over by the first base side, giving chase is Hicks, but it'll go into the stands about 5 or 6 rows deep. And you could have your pick of seats here if you're in Miami. There's nobody in the stands. They should let everybody just sit on the front row. At least entice people to come to the game. I remember I went down there several years ago, shortly after that stadium opened, Braves-Marlins game. I think it was 2014, 2015, somewhere in that neighborhood. And it was the same thing. It was a ghost town, the 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. It was a Saturday night in September, and everybody was upstairs in the little tiny bars with the tiny TVs watching college football. Nobody was watching the Marlins. The only people who were engaged into the game down there were some Marlins fans, but the majority of them were Braves fans that came out to watch them play. The 2-2 count. Swing, smacks it back, foul doing it again. And if you remember, that wasn't a great season for Atlanta, but the Braves fans come out. I think it was 2015. 2-2 in the dirt. Ball 3-3-2. Oh, he's calling that a strikeout? My word. I mean, the game's moving fast as it is. If Wegner's got dinner plans, he doesn't have to speed the game up. But that'll go down as a strikeout. It looked like he had held up. He didn't even offer to check down the third base line. I'm telling you, Wegner's got money on the under. That's what's going on there, or the strikeout number. Cabrera had 8 strikeouts already. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is swung on and hit hard into left, but right at the left fielder, and that'll end the inning. So, what little bit we got there got thwarted quickly. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
America, you tricked me. America, you have pranked me. A lot of Americans said to me, why don't you pet a lot lizard? Like it was some kind of exotic animal. I was excited to stroke a lot lizard. Turns out it was, I can't even say it on this video. I will not be doing that.
Is he the most athletic person that you've ever been on a field with?
No, my cousin Junebug. He was a crackhead and a good dude though. But he was very athletic because he was still stuff when I came home from college and could never catch him. And he would sell it, and I would have to go get it back at the hood from the drug dealers. He was probably the most athletic, my cousin Junebug. But next to that, I think it was both.
The great number 7, Mickey Mantle.
The Mick didn't have much pressure on him in 51. After all, he was just succeeding Joe DiMaggio.
It's hard to imagine any team seamlessly passing the baton from one all-time great player who will always be in the discussion of the greatest center fielders of all time to another who is also in that same discussion.
He could run, he could throw, he hit well from both sides of the plate, right or left. Mantle, he was the best player of our era.
Certainly baseball's greatest switch hitter. Mantle stunned fans and players alike with his tape measure home runs.
You could close your eyes with Mickey Mantle at bat during batting practice, and the sound of the ball coming off his bat was different.
Mantle was such a stallion in the outfield, it's hard to believe he played most of his career on balky knees.
He hurt his knee in 51, and he played the rest of his career without a real good leg, and that was unbelievable that he played as well as he did with that kind of an injury.
I couldn't have stood it if I thought I was sitting on the bench and Whitey Ford was pitching a shutout game and we was getting shut out. If I could have been out there and maybe hit a home run or made a catch or something to help him and I didn't do it, that would have bugged me to death. So I would like to be remembered as a team man. I think I was.
Welcome back. Spencer Strider goes back to work. First pitch on the way. 95-mile-an-hour fastball to Lopez. Righty-righty matchup. Misses off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Up top. Misses high. Hit the zone, but starting to think someone needs to check old Mark Wegner's betting profile on Hard Rock here in Florida. The 2-0 outside wide, 3-0. Philly leads New York. The Mets, they're in the second inning, 1-0. Senga on the mound for the Metropolitans. The 3-0 count brings it. 95 at the knees. Finally gets a strike call. Three-one count. Righty-righty matchup. Bottom of the fifth. Here we go. The pitch. Looked like it got the bottom of the zone as it went by, but pinching the zone once again is Wegner on Strider. A pretty loose zone on Cabrera. So Lopez will head on down to first representing the go-ahead run. That pitch probably didn't hit the zone, but he's called some for Cabrera right there. Wagaman the batter, righty-righty. Curveball, nowhere near it. It's 1-0. Next card we come across in the treasure chest here is Alan Trammell. 70 WAR. 1-0, fouls it back. 1-1 count. This is the 1988 Alan Trammell. Spencer Strider comes set, looks into Drake, brings it. Right there, snaps the slider. 1-2. One of the best combos, infield combos in the 80s. Trammell and Lou, there for the Detroit Tigers. That year, he had a 6 WAR, by the way. $15 home runs, 69 RBI. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. The runner goes. Wide throw by Drake Baldwin, nowhere near the bag, and Lopez steals second with ease. But they do get the strikeout. Drake Baldwin just throwing across his body. He just didn't get a good lean on that. First pitch swinging by Johnson. He powers it into right center field, going back on the track, off the wall. Poorly played by Acuna. Harris has it, and it's 1-0 Miami. So an RBI double. That's just not a professional defensive play by Acuna there. He just kind of coasted past it. It wasn't lack of effort, it's lack of execution. I really think he's fallen in love with trying to make the hero circus play that it's getting to where the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks at least, that the simple plays aren't getting made. First pitch is a curveball inside for a strike. Nope, they call that a ball. It's 1-0. Strider continues to get pinched. Fouls it away. 1-1 count. Weimer singled his first time up, that was picked off first. The 1-1 rifled up the middle, caught by Ozzie Albies. He kind of looked at the runner and baited him, knowing he was standing right there to double him off, smiled and touched the bag. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I'm going to be productive today. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get done. It's pouring rain. This, I'm getting drunk.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today.
Every time I come in the kitchen, you in the kitchen, in the damn refrigerator, eating up all the food, all the chicken, all the pig feet, all the collard green, all the hog maws.
So I've heard it said you could walk up to any white girl, stop her, look in her eyes and say, "I'm sorry about what Josh did to you." And it'll ruin her day because every white girl hates a guy named Josh.
You knew when you went to the game that he would do something spectacular.
Willie Mays gets a great ovation from the crowd.
Nobody could do the whole package like Willie Mays.
This ultimate 5-tool player was best summed up by his first big league manager.
There's only 5 things you can do to be great, and that's hit with power, run, field, and throw. Mays could do it all.
Along with his great ability was he just seemed to be having a time of his life out there.
Every time I went on the field, I enjoyed what I was doing. And I enjoyed throwing out people. I enjoyed hitting a home run.
He understood that the game demanded more of him than mere excellence.
I gave everything I had. My father, he said, defense is the #1 thing in baseball.
That advice led Willie Mays to make the most iconic fielding play in baseball history.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Profar. Misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Soft line drive that ended the inning that Ozzie happened to be staying in the right place at the right time. And he was smiling and laughing at the runner who kept looking back like he was going to go back, and Ozzie kept inching a little closer to the bag. Pitch in the dirt, it's 2-1. Pretty funny exchange by the two. 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Inside slider, 2-2. It was Johnson, the left fielder. I think I left that part out, but he was the one that hit the double. Marlins 1, Braves nothing. Of course, the key here is to get Cabrera out of the game and get into the Marlin bullpen. It's 70 pitches. It's a little low from what you would want. The 2-2. Outside wide full count. They're probably planning on if he can go through the 7th inning. Braves would have liked to have gotten Cabrera out of the 6th. But you've had too many pop-ups and first swings for that to happen. The payoff pitch. Swing. Bangs it foul. We'll do it again. Braves have mustered 1 hit against Cabrera. And he's having a heck of a year, so it's not like this is against a tomato can. If the Marlins had any remnant of any sign of a bullpen, they'd probably be in the playoffs right now. The 3-2 pops it up high down the right field line. Foul, going foul. Will it stay in play? It will not. It bounces into the stands about 2 rows in. Thought Edwards was going to have a chance over there. So a full count now to Profar. He's grounded out and struck out. Last series of the year versus Miami. The payoff pitch. Up top misses. Ball 4. So the jerk store will get things going.
Well, the jerk store, Cole. They're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a sizzled foul down the line. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, runner at first. Nobody out. Braves trail by 1. Top of the 6th. $19 home runs on the year for Matt Olson. 72 RBI. The 0-1. Takes 95 right down the pipe on the outer edge. 0-2. Olson's not having a terrible offensive year, but it's not a Matt Olson year either. Everybody's kind of hitting below what they would normally be doing. Runner goes, the 0-2. Here comes the throw to second. Bouncer, and Profar, if he held the bag, he's safe. Looks like he is safe. And stolen bag by Profar. Good job by... The pitch missed out of the zone, so it's a 1-2 count now. Runner at second, so the tying run, 180 feet away. And nobody out. A 1-2. Nowhere near the zone, 2-2. 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing, chops it. Foul down the first base line. Nothing else, they're making him use some pitches. He'll be about to throw his 80th pitch. You could make this inning just a little longer than usual. This could be his last, and then you get to the bullpen. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. My word, swing the bat, Matt. What are you doing? Right down the pipe. A slider just floated in there. 1 down. Good Lord. One down, and Ronald Acuna Jr. will come to the plate. That was terrible. First pitch swinging. Change up in the dirt. It's 0-1. Acuna batting .302, 15 home runs, 30 RBI. But there's no doubt he's not hitting the way he was when they had him leading off. The 0-1. Fouls it down the line. It's 0-2. Remember, when they put him in the number 3 hole, he was hitting over 350. It was at 356 at the time. And you just seen it steadily go down. I just think some people are meant to hit certain places, and he is a lead-off batter. The 0-2. Swing, hits it hard on the ground over to short. Easy 6-3. 2 down. And he doesn't seem to have the same energy. I'm telling you, they have one thing that Snickers never figured out is how to manage Ronald Acuna Jr. And whether you love him, hate him, whatever, he's your most talented player. You got to get the most out of him. They've always been at odds. Goes all the way back to when he was benched, embarrassed. I didn't hate the benching at the time, but you can tell he still holds a grudge. First pitch on the way is a four-seam fastball inside. Fouled away by Harris into the seats. It's 0-1. Brings it in the dirt, swing and a miss, 0-2. Michael Harris 0 for 1 on the day. He has been hit by a pitch. Anyone remember Frank Tanana? The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So Profar gets into scoring position, but they can't do a thing with it. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I heard that corduroy pillows are trending. They're really making headlines.
You know it's hot out here when you walk outside and you just start looking at the environment crazy. Damn, this sweat gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be dripping down your crack. Like, ooh, you nasty. Ugh.
Greatest center fielders of all time.
Tiger Stadium, that was the stadium that Cobb built. Thousands of people swamped the park every day and every game to see Cobb play and wonder what miracle he'd perform next.
Cobb was a demon on the base paths and a wizard with the bat.
He did lead the league in batting average 12 times in a 13-year segment. Now, think about that. Nobody in baseball history has had a 13-year segment in which they led the league 12 times. He did it in what was the most important category of his day.
Cobb owned the all-time hit record for more than half a century. His numbers were the product of his passion for the game.
Ty Cobb was a player that did everything hard. As soon as he got his uniform on, he was a different man. He hit those bases hard, and he went after that pitcher hard all the time. And that's just kind of a ball player he was.
I think he got a pretty bad rap because he was mean and nasty in the early part of his career. It was that competitive fire that made him so great.
You could talk about all you want. I don't care anybody else. Cobb was by far the greatest ball player ever lived.
In 1950, there was a poll of who the greatest players were in various sports. Ty Cobb was the winner in baseball. He beat out Babe Ruth. And that sort of confirms the original Hall of Fame vote in 1936. Cobb got the most votes, 222, and that's how he was regarded by people who saw him play.
Well, this is a great day in my life. I'm very happy to be here. I feel greatly honored, the privilege of being here.
No problem, Gino. This guy dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
Eat and die, Ricky.
Eat live, Bill.
Welcome back. That's right, Tally. Former Tiger Angel. Also played with the Mets and the Yankees for a small stint. We got his card here. First pitch on the way from Strider's a swing and a miss by the number 9 hitter Acosta. It's 0-1. So I remember him playing, but I didn't remember his nickname as the 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Tanana Daiquiri. See, that's my kind of player. The 0-2 count. That's the kind of nickname that I like to hear. Baseball's got the best nicknames. I try to come up with some, but that's a really good one. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. I guess a lot of folks don't remember, but he was a southpaw, played for the Tigers in the 80s. Pretty good player, too. I didn't realize his numbers were as good as, because by the time I was watching him, he was towards the end of his career as the 1-2. Fouls it away. He had a 57 WAR. One-two count. Brings it. Caught looking strike three. He got caught watching the paint dry. 96 right down the pipe, one away. Good pitch. That's where his fastball, when he was on and he was doing the things he was doing before the injury, that's what he would do. He'd set you up, then bang on the outside, and you just couldn't keep up with it. First pitch on the way is a changeup, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Problem is he hasn't been as consistent. That's his third strikeout of the night. And usually Spencer Strider, you're in the sixth inning, the game you've only given up one run. He's punched out at least a half dozen. The 0-1. Strider comes set, kicks and brings it in the dirt. 1-1. 1-1 count. Turns and fires. Swing, fouls it away. Four-seam fastball. 1-2. Got a Sid Bream in here. This one was from his Braves years. Is the 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. It's like this is the 92 version of Sid Bream. I didn't realize that he was a Dodger at one point. I always remembered him as a Pittsburgh Pirate. The 2-2. Lifts it down the left field line, giving Chase's Profar, trying to make the sliding catch, but it'll bounce and jump into the seats. Do it again at 2-2. Xavier Edwards, his stance reminds me so much of Juan Pierre. I'm sure him being a Marlin has a lot to do with it. But every time I see his batting stance, he's got a little more pop than Juan Pierre, not by much, but he reminds me so much of him. The 2-2 from Strider, swing, lifts it into right field, coming in, making the running catches. Acuna, 2 down. Two up, 2 down, bottom of the 6th, Braves. Trail only by 1. Fast-moving game here in Miami. First pitch on the way to the number 2 hitter, Marcy, is a curveball down and in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Changeup 1-1. Jacob Marcy 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. Phillies now lead the Mets 3-0. They're in New York. The Mets have to win that series and probably have to sweep it. The 1-1 down and away. Four-seam fastball. 2-1. If they want any chance to win the division, I think the division's over. So they're probably just hoping to get the series win so they don't continue to lose ground in the playoff, in the wild card standings. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in, 3-1. Game 2 tomorrow night, 6:40 first pitch once again. It'll be Herson Waldrop on the mound. Game 3, 1:10. This is the 3-1 pitch. Swing, lifts it into center field. Drifting over, making the easy catch is Harris, and that'll end the inning. Marlins go down in order. We'll grab the bats. Ozuna leads us off. We trail by 1 swing.
So I feel like I can make some money off this idea. So if you get ghosted by somebody, you just call me. I call them. And then we tell them that we just found your dead body and that they were the last ones to be seen with you. And so now they got to come in for questioning.
I didn't go to Vietnam just to have pansies like you take my freedom away from me.
You went to Vietnam in 1993 to open up a sweatshop.
And a lot of good men died in that sweatshop.
Joe DiMaggio had a sense of the game that very few athletes have ever had.
He could throw, he could run, he could hit and hit with power. And made it look easy.
He was my idol. Joe DiMaggio, I thought, was the greatest all-around ball player of all time. He was probably instinctively the best outfielder that ever lived.
He would lope over there to bring it in. He was the smoothest center fielder I ever saw.
Joltin' Joe led the Yankees to 4 straight titles. He had a lifetime batting average of .325 and a streak that may not be matched.
Safe hits in 56 consecutive games, an all-time record.
In 1941, the guy hits in 56 straight games, wins the MVP over Ted Williams, who had 406 that year. And in 621 plate appearances, strikes out 13 times. This is a power hitter.
A truly rare breed that harnessed both power and discipline.
There aren't many people who have home run totals that are that similar to their strikeouts. 361 homers, 369 strikeouts for his career, and more homers than strikeouts in 7 different seasons.
One of the game's all-time greats, who always went all out in playing his way to the pinnacle of his profession.
I saw DiMaggio play 5 years. He never did anything wrong. He was a perfect ball player.
Want to hear a cheer that I heard this morning in the softball tournament? Katie's on 2 and she's got to go poo. Bring her home. Bring her home. Sophie's on 3 and she's got to go pee. Now bring her home. Bring her home.
Welcome back, y'all. Braves trail by 1. We head to the top of the 7th. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. He's a strike from Cabrera. It's 0-1. He's at 87 pitches. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-0. Get any kind of rally going, they're going to have to go to the bullpen. They're not going to let the youngster who's had some arm problems in the past get too high of a pitch count. 1-1 inside. That almost got him. Ozuna staring down out there at Cabrera. It was too far away to tell if that was playful or if that was. Let's take a look. No, it didn't look. He looked like he was playful at all. You never know, because some of these Braves players, they play a lot with the opposing players. It's one of the things that I don't like about it. I don't mind it from time to time, but I mean, we're out here to win a game, aren't we? The 2-1. Curveball at the knees, 2-2. Two count. Down below the knees. Tried to give him a chase that slider. He held off. Full count. And they can say, we'll let him play, all that kind of stuff. But it's really hard to turn intensity on and off. There's a sinker. It's fouled away. Do it again. Now at 92 pitches, if nothing else, Ozuna's doing a good job running up the pitch count in this at bat alone. This will be the 7th pitch of the at bat. He'll be at number 93 for the day. The payoff pitch, swing, chops it right back to the mound, and Cabrera is going to underhand it, flip it to first, 1 down. One up, 1 down. Drake will be the batter. First pitch on the way to the Drake is down and inside. Curveball. 1-0. Drake 0 for 1. Drew a walk his last time up. Could take one there. That would probably run Cabrera out of the game. The 0-1 inside almost got him. 2-0. Same thing. Same exact. Missed the first pitch and then the second one almost got him in the belt. Don't think it's intentional, but 2-0 swing, chops it over to first. Dribbled on the ground, and that will Be an easy out. Baldwin has got to hold the line there. You got a guy on the ropes, a 2-0 count, and you swing at a sinker down and in. You're just asking for him to be able to complete this inning. That's not what you want. I know he's a rookie, but that's the kind of things he's going to have to learn. And speaking of someone who needs to have it at bat, Ozzie Albies, 3 pitches, 2 outs so far. Open stance from the left side, righty-lefty. The first pitch, thankfully way outside the zone. It's 1-0. It's probably his last batter regardless. As the 1-0 swings wildly at a curveball down and away. 1-1. But you like to see Cabrera have to earn it. Because the next guy they bring out of the pen, he may or may not have it. The 1-1 pitch, chase one, my God. It bounced off the plate and onto Ozzie's bat, bounces away, foul, 1-2. 1-2 count. Doinks it towards right. Chase one well out of the zone. Lazy fly ball, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. Should be Cabrera's last inning. We'll be back in a flash. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the find me something up, crack down.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th we go. Braves trail 1-0 in a really fast ball game. Spencer Strider goes back out there for the 7th. First pitch on the way. Down and away. Slider misses. It's 1-0. Spencer Strider, by the way, has had a couple of quick innings. He is at 72 pitches. 1-0. 95 up top for a strike. 1-1. So he could, in theory, go back out there for an 8th inning if the 7th is very quick. 1-1 count. The Braves have got to get some runs. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Change up in the dirt. 2-1. He's only walked once, so you like that. He's given up 3 hits. You like that. He's only struck out 3, but we'll take the little victories. He's had a couple of hard hit balls, but he's been able to clean it up as the 2-1 foul back. It's 2-2. Braves head to Philadelphia after a 3-game series here. It's a 4-game set in Philly. So no days off this week, the 2-2. P at the knees. Oh, come on. That was all day strike. Wegner, terrible call. Good God. I don't know what you're good at, but it's not this. The payoff pitch. Inside, hit him in the hand, or did it hit the bat? Gustin's staring out at him. I'm like, you know what? If they would have called it a strike, you never would have gotten hit in the hand, son. So quit crying and take your base. Yeah, got him up high in the wrist. He appears to be okay. But you can blame that bruise on Wegner. He keeps staring over at Strider. You better watch it. He'll freaking get one in the ribs next time he sees him. Gus is a pretty big kid, but he's got a much bigger guy standing right next to him at first base. First pitch on the way to Hicks. Inside swing. Bender down and in. It's 0-1. Phillies are about to break it open against the Mets. It's 3-0. They got runners on first and second in the fourth. Kodai Senga's on the mound tonight for New York, and he is struggling. The 0-1 swing, bangs it high and deep, into right. Drifting back, making the catch is Acuna for out number 1. The way I look at it as a Braves fan, not liking either one of those, New York or Philly, we know Philly's going to make the playoffs. I'd kind of prefer it if they weren't both in it. One to nothing your score, 1 out. Liam Hicks the batter, Lopez the batter. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, slider. It's 0-1. Warming up in the Braves bullpen is Wander Suero and Dylan Dodd. I thought we'd seen the last of Wander Suero. I swear to it. The 0-1. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 1-0. So Braves will be up against the Marlins bullpen for the last 2 innings. Just trailing by 1 run. The 1-1 pitch. Slider down and away. Ball 2-2. 2-1 count. You just compound your issues as a Braves fan if both Philly and New York make it, because then you're like, God dog it. Eventually they're going to face each other. One of them's got to survive like last year. Hopefully Cincinnati can catch the Mets. The 2-1 in the dirt. 3-1. 3-1 count. Strider now at 83 pitches, so he's still okay on that front, but the way this inning's kind of dragging on, this may be his last. Double play would get you out of the jam. Turns it over to first. Pretty quick tag. Guesser Ramirez didn't even slide, just tapped his bag. Olsen tapped him on the shoulder. He stared at. I mean, this punk's got a problem is what this all comes down to. The 3-1 count. Misses high, ball 4. He walks another. And he'll head on down to first. What should be 2 outs on the strikeout is now 1 out. And runners on first and second. Be a good. Here he comes finally. Cranston's going to go out there and talk to him, try to walk him through this. I'll be excited to see who the Braves pick to run this ship next season. I just hope it's someone who's got a fiery underbelly, somebody who's going to fight for his players. Tampa Bay leads Cleveland 5-0. They're in the 7th. It looks like they're about to get a rain delay out there. First pitch on the way to Wagaman. 95 up top for a strike, four-seam fastball. It's on 1. One swing, fouls it away. 0-2. Oh-2 count. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Strider at 86 pitches. Looks back the runner at second. In the dirt. 1-2. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Red Sox lead the Orioles 4-3 in the 7th. Rays 5, Cleveland nothing. They're in a rain delay in the 7th. Yankees lead the Nats 2-0 in the 5th. The 1-2. Down and away. 2-2. They're in Toronto, and the Blue Jays lead the Twins 6-1 in the 4th inning. Philly 3-0 over the Mets in the 4th in Queens. They're in the 3rd in Milwaukee, and it's scoreless with Arizona. The 2-2 pops it up. Should stay in play at will. Can of corn. Olsen grabs it. 2 down. So Deuce is wild down here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on, 2 out. Strider trying to keep it right here. That'll bring the left-handed bat of Johnson to the plate. He's 1 for 2. An RBI double in the 5th. First pitch on the way is a bender, curveball down below the knees. 1-0. They faked a double steal, and Drake was looking to throw at second. I'm telling you right now, man, you want to throw to third because it's the catcher running. Otto Lopez is going to be a much more difficult out. The 1-0 misses wide, ball 2-2-0. (2-0) count from Strider. Brings it. Swing, check, swing, foul. Into the third base dugout, 2-1. Angels lead the Rangers 1-0. They're in the 1st. Padres and Mariners, they begin at 9:40 tonight in Seattle. They're in Sacramento tonight, and the A's will be hosting the Tigers. And in Los Angeles, the Dodgers host the Reds, 10-10 first pitch. 2-1 count. Troy Johnston, batting .277 on the year with a homer and 6 RBI. An OPS of .689. 1 out. Can get Strider out of this jam. Braves trail 1-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-1 pitch. 95 right there for a strike. 2-2. So now Deuce is really wild here. You got 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. Strider comes set. Brings it. Nowhere near the zone, out wide, ball 3. So now the runners are off to the races. That is the last thing that Strider wanted here. Good speed at first base, so if it gets down into the gap, it's going to score 2. The payoff pitch. Swing, rips it up the middle. Line drive caught by Nick Allen. Right place, right time. Nick of time. We'll be back in a flash. The Braves trail by 1. We go to the 8th, and you know what that means. Nacho's coming to the plate.
106 miles from Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses
and losses become wins. You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay. Let's get it! Hey!
Have dinner, buddy.
Put my pants on, one leg at a time. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is not...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Oh, yeah. For me and the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission for God.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
Let's get some runs, Braves country. First pitch on the way to Nacho Alvarez. Bounces off the glove of Agustin Ramirez. Zuber, the pitcher, called for a ball. It's 1-0. That might have hit the zone, but because he couldn't hold on to the frame, he didn't get the call to 1-0. Up high and inside, 2-0. We've seen Zuber before. We've been able to get to Zuber before. Earlier this year, a couple of times. He does have good stuff, though. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. That sweeper of his, it looks like a wiffle ball every time I've seen him. 2-1 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way. Swing. Swats it back foul. We'll do it again. Standing on deck is Nick Allen. This is usually where they pinch hit for him, so I would think maybe we get a left-handed bat. The 2-2. Way outside, wide ball, 3-3-2. It's typically where they end up putting Brujan in. The payoff pitch. Swing! That ball's belted high and deep. But warning track power for Nacho Alvarez once again. One away. Most others, we got a tie ball game. He just does not have that pop. Him hitting the ball in the air is actually a bad thing. We want him to hit line drives, nothing with any kind of air underneath it. It will be Vital Brujan coming to the plate, righty-lefty matchup. Standing on deck will be Jerks and Profar. If anybody can get on base, it'll be Matt Olson. That'll close the books on Strider for sure. 7 innings, 95 pitches. Valiant effort as the first pitch on the way is a swing and a miss, four-seam fastball. It's 0-1. 3 hits allowed, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 earned run through 7. Spencer Strider will get his ERA below 5 to 4.95. And all in all, I'd say it's a very positive outing for him. It's not what he's used to. He's used to much more dominant outings. But all in all, I don't think that you can complain what you got from Strider. The 0-1, outside wide, 1. And we realize that Miami's not the offense that some of the others that he's been torched by, but It's these little baby steps. There's the 1-1 inside. 1-2 got him at the side. You like to see the Braves at least tie this game up so he doesn't take the loss, because that adds to his confidence. The 1-2 count, way outside wide, 2-2. Four-seam fastball. On deck is Profar. Strider's in the dugout right now talking with Smurf. Probably looking at his pitch chart, the 2-2. Caught looking, strike three, punched out. Sweeper at the knees, got to swing the bat, Fidel. 2 down. We have seen more backwards Ks in 2025 than I can ever remember. So 2 down in the 8th inning. Profar comes to the plate representing the tying run. 1-0 your score. First pitch swing. That ball scorched down the right field line. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Profar booking around first, heading to second. And he's got a 2-out double, baby boy. Profar, pro good.
It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
That ball was torched. If there's 1 out, he might even be heading to third, but no sense of getting him thrown out. And that'll be it. They're going to go to the southpaw, I'm sure. We've got a runner at second, 2 outs. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Mac McGee.
And we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio
is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help.
Braves Country Radio.
And it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Join our team. We really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help. There's room on our team for you.
Pretty cool! Pretty cool! Wow!
Welcome back to Braves Country Radio. Atlanta Braves trail by 1, but we do have the tying run standing at second base. There are 2 outs. We're in the 8th inning. Jurickson Profar is at second, so good speed. Anything that gets down into the outfield should score. The southpaw coming on for the Miami Marlins to face Matt Olson is Josh Simpson. He's got a 6.23 ERA, 21 games, 24 strikeouts, 14 walks. Lefty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way. Up top. Misses high, curveball. It's 1-0. Oh, he called that a strike? My word. The 0-1 count. Looks like they turned off the box too, so you don't know that it's a strike. I mean a ball. The 0-1, lefty-lefty. Inside gets him in the hand, and Matt Olson will head down to first. So he'll head on down to first, shaking his hand. Hopefully he's okay. Got him right on the, looked like right on the knuckles.
This is not watered down.
Might have been a glancing blow, but nonetheless he's shaking his hand.
Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
And you know that wasn't intentional because, yeah, right on the top of the hand. Looked like a glancing blow. Hopefully he's okay. He's still looking at his hand, so that's not a great sign. A little surprised that someone's not out there looking at it. And if they need to, I mean, if he's hurt in any way, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go ahead and pinch run for him. But he does represent the go-ahead run. Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the batter now, lefty-righty. So you know he wasn't going after Olsen intentionally because you're not trying to put the go-ahead run at first while you're still in the playoff race and Acuna coming to the plate. Standing on deck is Harris. Lefty-righty, the first pitch. Floats a slider up there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing, hits it hard on the ground, but right at third. 5-4, that'll end the inning, and Acuna down on 2 pitches. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 1-0 Miami here in South Beach.
If you've ever looked at a map of the European Union, you'll notice an awkward blob in the middle which doesn't belong to it, and that blob is Switzerland. Switzerland is famously neutral, and in addition to not being a part of the EU, it's also not a member of NATO, and it didn't even join the United Nations until 2002. Hasn't fought a single war in over 200 years. Why is it that Switzerland has been such a stable and safe place for centuries? The answer lies in the geography of Switzerland. The country can be divided into 3 separate parts. In the south are the Swiss Alps, a gigantic mountain range that covers most of Switzerland's territory and separates it from Italy and Austria. To the west and north are the Jura Mountains, a range much smaller than the Alps, but still large enough to separate the country from France. And finally, there is the Swiss Plateau, a basin dotted by rolling hills, rivers, and lakes that is home to most of Switzerland's population. It's no accident that Switzerland's major cities are all located in this region instead of the other 2. Switzerland's plan for dealing with a potential invasion from anybody was called the National Redoubt, and it was essentially intended to make any possible enemy look at the map, look at Switzerland, and think to themselves, no thanks. As Switzerland continues to have mandatory male conscription, all men have to serve in the military for 170 days and receive basic training. They enter into the reserves afterwards and keep their rifles at their home. Switzerland has the ability to mobilize over 200,000 soldiers within 72 hours of an emergency being declared. In addition, every road, bridge, tunnel, and railroad in the country has been designed in a way that they can be remotely blown up to deny a possible invader from ever using them. There are over 3,000 of these points that can be blown up inside of the country, including entire mountainsides that can be detonated to cause a landslide to block off entire roads.
Welcome back. 1-0 your score. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Good outing by Strider, bad outing by the offense.
If you hate America so much and you don't like this country that gave you...
It's actually a funny clip, but I didn't mean to hit it. Pierce Johnson comes on. First pitch on the way. Up top for a strike. Now he calls that a ball. Okay, 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Curveball. 1-1. Joey Weimer 1 for 2 with a single. Picked off after that single. The 1-1. Check swing went around. 1-2. A 1-2 count. Down and away, curveball misses. 2-2. The 2-2. Another curveball, not biting. Full count. Full count to Weimer. Leadoff hitter here in the 8th inning for the Marlins. Payoff. Caught looking, strike 3. 93 on the inner track. 1 down. I was sitting here thinking the way he keeps bending with every single curveball, if you just throw a fastball, he's not going to be ready for it. He did it the same thing, the same exact way. With that pitch, he bent with it. I don't know what he was doing there because that ball was a bullet right by him. He's bending with it like it was bending. Acosta, the number 9 hitter. First pitch, curveball right there for a strike. Top shelf on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. Swing, lifts it high and deep into left center field. Going back on the track. She gone. A hanger, a banger. And they've doubled the lead. It's 2-0. Hanging curveball out on the center part of the plate. And the Marlins, 404 feet later, lead it 2-0. Pierce Johnson has been pitching well recently. His ERA is still sitting at 2.23 for the year. But a cement mixer, about belt high, and that's going to do it every time in Major League Baseball. What in the world? You ought to see the hat the Marlins wear as a victory hat. First pitch on the way is right there for a ball. It's 1-0. It's like a Panama Jack hat with a fish on top of it. It's rainbow colors. It's something. 1-0 misses, ball 2-2-0. That must be new. I don't think I've ever seen that from him. 2-0 count. Braves trail the Rainbow Warriors 2-0. The pitch on the way, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3-3-0. The Mets have tied it up with the Phillies 3-3. That's not what you want. The 3-0 pitch, right down Main Street, 3-1. 3-1, swing, fouls it back, 3-2. So a full count. Edwards takes a step out of the box. 1 for 3 with a triple in the first. The payoff pitch. Swing, chops it back behind home plate. We'll do it again. The 3-2, bangs it foul, hanging curveball once again. We'll do it again. Red Sox lead the Baltimore Orioles 4-3. They're in the 8th inning. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the 4-seam fastball. 2 down. Good pitch. Two down, and that'll bring Marcy, M-A-R-S-E-E, Jacob's last name. Curved ball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs. The 0-1. Pops it up. Out of play. 0-2. Down the left field line. He's batting .333 on the year, but that's limited play. He hasn't had a ton of at-bats. The 0-2 count. Sits and rocks. Swing! Slams it down foul the left field line. We'll do it again. Marlins 2, Braves nothing. Bottom of the 8th. Michael Harris will lead us off in the 9th. The 0-2. Swing, fouls it straight back. We'll have Harris, Ozuna, and Baldwin due up if anybody gets on. Ozzie Albies. A bloop and a blast would tie it if Pierce can keep it here. Braves offense has been nowhere to be found today. 2 hits all day. The 0-2. You go around. You check down the line. Third base umpire Nate Tomlin says no dice. 1-2. One-two count. Down and in. Curve ball 2-2. The 2-2. Swing, lifts it. Can of corn in the middle of the infield. Who wants it? Brujan calls off Ozzie, and that'll end the inning. But up for the Marlins doubled their lead with a solo shot. And we'll be back in a flash, see if we can scratch out some runs and force it bottom of the 9th.
Cool. Wizard versus nerd. Strike you down with my spell. No, science is the answer.
Northern Tool and Equipment.
My girlfriend has given me a pet name.
I'm afraid to ask.
Snuggle Muffin.
No, it isn't.
And she uses it in public.
Okay, so give your girlfriend a pet name she'll hate, like Thunder Chunky.
I couldn't do that.
I see. Too harsh for Snuggle Muffin. Okay. Drown her out with a 200-mile-per-hour cordless leaf blower.
Got it. Here she comes.
Hey, Snuggle Muffin. What are you doing, Snuggle? I am so out of here.
Wait. Come back, Thunder Chunky.
There's no problem a little horsepower can't solve.
Armchair.
Rainey against Leary. The way that Leary is pitching, we may have to go back to the hotel and stay in this lousy town for another night. Might be too late to get out of the airport. Boy, he's a slow worker. There's a strike call.
Don't bother me. I hold grudges. I don't give a damn. I still hate from middle school. I don't wish none of you well. All of you.
In 1866, at Vassar College, a group of freshmen, with the support of a female physician who thought exercise for women essential to good health, formed the Laurel and Abenakis Baseball Club. Other colleges soon followed suit. They did not play for long.
One day, a student, while running between bases, fell with an injured leg. We attended her to the infirmary with the foreboding that this accident would end our play of baseball.
The teams were soon forced to disband. The game was considered far too violent for young ladies to play.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Braves trail by 2 as we head to the top of the 9th. Calvin Falter comes on to try to close this one out. 11 saves in 16 opportunities, I should say. I missed the news. Jacob Lopez, the young fireballer of the A's, has been shut down. The first pitch on the way is a cutter inside for a strike. It's 0-1. He had forearm tightness, and now they are calling it flexor strain, so he's done for the year. The 0-1 outside wide, one of them. There's no way they're going to risk bringing him back. When I heard forearm talk, I was thinking, all right, Tommy John, we'll see you. No one will remember you when you finally come back. You've only been pitching 2 months. It'll be a whole brand new. Who is this guy again? The 1-1 bangs off the plate, 2-1. They checked down the line. There's no way he went around. Third base umpire Lincoln Tomlinson confirms. Two-one count. Swing. Chops it over to first. G3, 1 down. Harris now 0 for 3 on the night. Marcell Ozuna, the batter. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is off the plate. Sweeper. It's 1-0. Outside wide, sweeper in the dirt, 2-0. If Marcell can reach, you would think that they would probably pinch run Ozuna with Eli White. They also have Jake Fraley on the bench. We still haven't seen him. For those of y'all not familiar with him, he bats from the left side, the 2-0. Up top for a strike, 2-1. That's just the second time that Strider has completed 7 innings this season. The 2-1 in the dirt. Ball 3, 3-1. Good news in Los Angeles, Ron Washington has returned to the Angels following quadruple bypasses. The 3-1s right there. Full count. Full count to Ozuna. A bloop and a blast would tie it. Braves down by 2 here in the 9th. There's 1 out, standing on deck. It's Drake Baldwin. The payoff pitch from Calvin. Outside, oh man, he called it a strike. Ozuna's about to give him the what for. He's rolling his eyes heading to the dugout. He probably thought about getting launched, but he knows no one in the dugout cares. So we're down to our last out. It's borderline. I'd say this, with 2 strikes, you probably need to swing at it. First pitch on the way to Baldwin is a curveball outside wide. It's 1-0. 1-0. Braves down to their last out. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch on the way in the dirt. 2-0. This game has had a total of 2 runs and 6 hits. No errors. Just a little over the 2-hour mark as the 2-0 right down the pipe, 2-1. 2-1 count. Swing, swats it foul, and the Braves are down to their last strike. The manager for the Marlins looks bored off his rear. He's got his hat off, he's scratching his head. He looks like he's just like, oh, man. This is where I ended up. The 2-2 count. In the dirt, good take, full count. And he does not look like he's managing a baseball team. I'm telling you, he looks like he's out in Never Never Land. considering where he's going to go grab a cold one after the game, win, lose, or draw. The payoff, swing! That ball's lifted high and deep, going back on the track. Zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, and the Drake gets us off the mat. It's 2-1, son. Let's go. 412 happy feet off the bat of the Drake.
I love the Drake.
His 14th homer of the year and 58th RBI.
Not like the Drake.
Who's the Drake?
105 miles an hour off the bat of your 2025 Rookie of the Year. Good swing by the Drake, smokes it. Now Ozzie Albies will come to the plate, representing the tying run. First pitch on the way to the Wiz is down and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. That'll wake some of y'all up. Righty-lefty matchup. 1-0, swing, hits it over to the left side, and that'll be an easy 5-3. Ozzie Albies saw a total of 5 pitches tonight and went 0 for 4. We'll drop this game 2-1. And other than the Drake and Strider, no one really did a whole lot of anything. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for the Braves. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Marlins in a game that finished in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Cabrera will get the 7th win of the year. Strider, his 12th loss of the year, though. That's why that statistic is always the most unimportant statistics in all of sport. And we'll see if we can do it better next time. Tomorrow, 6:40 first pitch. Your Atlanta Braves will take on these Miami Marlins, and it'll be Herschel Waldrop Day, and that's not nothing. Hopefully the bats will wake up. They should. They got a much easier pitching matchup against our bats tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Y'all have a great one, Braves Country. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted, and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second, and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, Defiance flashed in Casey's eye. A sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.